Nestled at the edge of a quiet town, the Moonlit Manor was a restaurant that stood out not just for its exquisite cuisine, but for the unnerving rumors that surrounded it. Locals spoke of strange occurrences within its dimly lit halls, from flickering candles to whispers that echoed in the empty dining rooms long after closing time. The restaurant's dark history dated back to the 19th century, when the manor served as a residence for a reclusive family with a penchant for the occult. Legends whispered of secret ceremonies conducted in the underground chambers, where the family sought forbidden knowledge from otherworldly entities. In the 1930s, the manor was transformed into a fine dining establishment, and the echoes of its dark past seemed to linger. Patrons reported seeing shadowy figures in the corners of their vision and hearing phantom footsteps in the deserted corridors. Yet, the allure of Moonlit Manor's exquisite cuisine kept drawing visitors from far and wide. Enter Alex and Sarah, a couple celebrating their anniversary. Intrigued by the mysterious reputation of Moonlit Manor, they booked a table for a special evening. The atmosphere was tense. As they entered the restaurant, the air heavy with an unspoken eeriness that set them on edge. As the couple dined on decadent dishes, in the dimly lit dining room, they couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Unsettling paintings adorned the walls' portraits of the long-dead family that once called the manor home. The eyes in the paintings seemed to follow their every move. Midway through the meal, the couple overheard whispers from the staff about a hidden passage in the cellar. Intrigued, Alex and Sarah decided to explore, convinced that uncovering the secrets of Moonlit Manor would be the highlight of their anniversary. Descending a creaky staircase into the cold, damp cellar, they discovered a narrow, forgotten corridor leading to a series of hidden chambers. The air grew colder as they ventured deeper, and an otherworldly glow emanated from a room at the end of the passage. To their horror, they stumbled upon a forgotten ritual site adorned with occult symbols and ancient artifacts. The room seemed to pulse with an unnatural energy as they attempted to retreat. The doors slammed shut behind them, sealing them in the chilling chamber. The temperature plummeted, and shadowy figures materialized around them. Tormented whispers filled the air as the couple realized they had become unwitting participants in a macabre ceremony. The spirits of the long-dead family sought to reclaim the souls of the living, binding them to the cursed history of Moonlit Manor. Desperate to escape, Alex and Sarah struggled against an invisible force that sought to drag them into the abyss. In a final, bone-chilling moment, the spirits revealed their twisted faces, eternally trapped between life and death. The next morning, Moonlit Manor appeared unchanged to the outside world. The doors opened for business as usual, but the staff spoke in hushed tones about the couple who had vanished without a trace. The whispers in the dining rooms persisted, and the paintings on the walls seemed to watch the patrons with newfound malevolence. And so, the legend of Moonlit Manor entered a restaurant where the line between the living and the dead blurred, and the past continued to haunt those who dared to enter its dimly lit halls. The once celebrated establishment became a place of dread, its culinary delights forever overshadowed by the lingering spirits of the occult. In the small town of Ravenscroft, nestled deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, there stood a restaurant that carried with it an eerie reputation. Legend had it that the Whispering Willow was built atop an ancient burial ground, where restless spirits roamed in search of peace. The restaurant's rustic charm and dimly lit interior only added to the mystique. It was a place where the echoes of the past resonated through the creaking floorboards and the flickering candlelight. Late one stormy night, a group of college friends decided to venture into the mysterious world of the Whispering Willow. The wind howled outside, and the rain tapped against the windows like ghostly fingers. They entered, shaking off the chill, only to be greeted by the low hum of conversations that seemed to emerge from the shadows. The friends were seated at a long, polished wooden table beneath an ancient chandelier that swayed gently, casting eerie shadows on the walls as they perused the menu. A strange sensation settled in the air, and a hush fell over the room. The waiter, a stoic figure with sunken eyes, approached the table and recommended the house's special dish rumored to have a secret recipe passed down through generations. As the friends waited for their food, an unsettling feeling crept over them. Whispers seemed to dance in the air, and the temperature dropped inexplicably. The flickering candles cast elongated shadows, playing tricks on their minds. Unease settled in, and the group exchanged nervous glances. When the food arrived, the aroma was intoxicating, masking the underlying tension. They cautiously took their first bites, and for a moment, the room seemed to still. Then, a distant wail echoed through the restaurant, sending shivers down their spines. The waiter's eyes flickered with a strange intensity as he muttered, "The spirits are restless tonight." As the night progressed, the friends found themselves entangled in a web of inexplicable events. Cutlery clattered on its own, eerie apparitions appeared in the corners of their vision, and disembodied voices whispered ancient laments. Each attempt to leave was thwarted by an unseen force, trapping them within the haunted confines of the Whispering Willow. As the clock struck midnight, the once inviting atmosphere morphed into a nightmarish tableau. The friends, now paralyzed with fear, witnessed the apparitions of the restless spirits manifesting around them. Tormented faces peered from the darkness, and cold fingers brushed against their skin. Desperation set in as they pleaded for release. From this spectral prison, the waiter, his demeanor now sinister, revealed the dark secret of the house. Special it was a concoction that bound the living to the dead, a cursed feast that chained them to the realm of the spirits. In a climactic struggle, the friends managed to break free from the spectral grip and fled the Whispering Willow, their hearts pounding with terror. The restaurant, once a haven for the lost souls, echoed with the anguished cries of the departed. To this day, the legend of the Whispering Willow persists in Ravenscroft, a cautionary tale for those who dare to tread into the shadows where the past and present collide. The restaurant remains, its doors open to the brave and the curious, but the locals know better than to linger after the sun sets, for the spirits that dwell within are hungry for company, eager to ensnare unwitting souls in their eternal dance of torment. In the heart of a quiet town nestled between dense woods and rolling hills, there stood a restaurant that had long been a staple of the community. The Rustic Fork, as it was known, was a charming eatery with a rich history and an old-world charm that attracted locals and tourists alike. However, as the sun dipped below the horizon and shadows crept across the cobblestone streets, the once inviting warmth of the Rustic Fork took on an eerie, unsettling atmosphere. One gloomy evening, a group of friends decided to gather at the Rustic Fork for a reunion dinner. The restaurant was dimly lit, its flickering candles casting dancing shadows on the worn wooden tables. The air was thick with the scent of age, wood, and the savory aroma of the evening's specials. The friends settled into their seats, laughing and reminiscing as they perused the menu. As the night progressed, the atmosphere shifted. The once bustling restaurant now seemed strangely deserted, the ambient hum of conversation replaced by an unsettling silence. The friends began to notice odd occurrences, the soft creaking of floorboards when no one was moving, flickering lights that cast long shadows across the walls, and an inexplicable drop in temperature that sent shivers down their spines. Their waiter, a stoic figure with hollow eyes, approached the table to take their orders. His movements were deliberate, almost mechanical. He spoke in hushed tones, his voice sending a chill through the air. The friends exchanged uneasy glances but dismissed their growing unease as mere imagination. As the friends delved into their meals, a sense of dread hung in the air. The ambience became suffocating, the walls seemingly closing in on them. Strange whispers echoed through the restaurant, barely audible but unmistakably unsettling. The friends looked at each other, questioning whether they were the only ones hearing the eerie murmurs. Suddenly, the lights flickered and went out, plunging the restaurant into total darkness. Panic set in as the friends fumbled for their phones, using the feeble glow of screens to navigate the pitch-black surroundings. In the dim light, they saw fleeting shadows darting between tables, and the distant sound of ghostly laughter echoed through the air. Desperation drove the friends to seek refuge near the exit, but the once familiar layout of the restaurant seemed to twist and contort, leading them in circles. The air grew colder, and an otherworldly fog enveloped the dining area. Faces emerged from the mist, pale and twisted, their eyes hollow and vacant. The friends, now paralyzed by fear, realized they were not alone. The spirits of long-forgotten patrons, trapped between worlds, surrounded them. The specters whispered tales of tragedy and betrayal, their stories intertwining with the history of the Rustic Fork. It became apparent that the restaurant harbored a dark, secreted tale of greed, deceit, and a series of mysterious disappearances that had tainted its legacy. As the spirits' lamentations reached a haunting crescendo, the friends found themselves transported through a ghastly portal to a time when the Rustic Fork was the epicenter of a nefarious plot. The walls bore witness to unspeakable horrors, and the friends became entwined in the spectral reenactment of the restaurant's darkest chapter. Terrified and desperate to escape, the friends struggled to break free from the otherworldly grasp of the Rustic Fork. Each step through the haunted corridors seemed to lead deeper into the restaurant's malevolent past. The spirits' anguished wails reverberated through time, echoing in the minds of the trapped friends. As dawn approached, the friends found themselves back at their table in the Rustic Fork, the restaurant now bathed in the soft light of morning. The specters had faded away, leaving behind an unsettling stillness. The waiter, with a stoic expression, presented them with a bill, his eyes reflecting the echoes of the past. In shaken silence, the friends left the Rustic Fork. Forever haunted by the night, they discovered the restaurant's dark history. The once charming eatery now stood as a testament to the lingering spirits of the past, and the friends could never shake the feeling that they had glimpsed a realm Beyond the living a realm where the sins of the past continued to play out in an eternal loop of horror.